Carla here on my way to Puerto Escondido. It's been a drive. This is a short drive, relatively, only about just under 3 hours. It took a while to get onto the toll, so I was going through towns for a little bit, and then when I got on the toll, wow. The tolls are great for the most part. This one, my dad said, "Oh, you're going through the mountains again," and I didn't realize that, yeah, I guess I am. I thought I was in the mountains in Oaxaca City, but not so much. Definitely didn't think I was going to go through what I went through from Torreon to Mazatlan. And it wasn't quite that much of an elevation change, but still lots. So my first tip is any kind of mountain driving, set your cruise control so that you're not killing your brakes. It'll brake at the engine instead of your wheel. And my rotors are warped, I guess, from the person who owned the vehicle before me, and I couldn't tell, or you can't tell at slow speeds. So like when I've been just driving around town, I've basically forgotten about it. But then if I'm going at any higher speed, then real uncomfortable to brake. It's not dangerous, but so yeah, and I just haven't changed them, and it's something I probably end up doing myself, or at least want to get the parts myself. But anyway, so that's the best thing to do. And if you're going downhill for a long time, that's no fun braking and all of that. So if you set your cruise control around, whatever you want to do, I was anywhere from 45 to 60 on our way down. But two things I want to talk about. First is the etiquette on the toll roads. And second is the toll road, the existence of the toll road itself. It's questionable at times. So fortunately, the first time I came across this today is the first time that I have. Not the first time that I've experienced them bringing it down to one lane and you got to wait your turn, and then that has happened before, and that happens in the States and stuff like that. And maybe this happens on toll roads in the States too, what I'm about to share, as far as but I don't know. And I just accidentally turned on that rear off. Yeah, there we go. So there's lots of falling rock, and I don't know if that's what did it, if it was like a landslide or what, but essentially a couple of times we're down to one lane, but sometimes there's no lane. It's just covered the whole road, and we have to make our way around it. So I am extremely grateful for my 4x4 vehicle here. She has different modes for whatever ails you. She's got it covered. So my little spaceship, grateful for that. It's pretty cool. But not at every instance of this has there been someone to flag us through or manage traffic. So essentially we're just seeing hazard lights coming from the other side, and you're down to not only one passageway through for each way, but it's not really road, it's more dirt and rock. You gotta go over, and you're just, one of them was kind of at the top of a hill, and so there's a lot of, as I keep saying, prayer works in Mexico. So there's that. I think, I'm at 90 something. I keep going from 90 to 93 degrees. So I think we're close to the bottom now, and I'm only about 7 miles, 13 minutes from where I'm staying, which is kind of a little bit outside Puerto Escondido. And I have no frame of reference of what this town's going to be like, just like I haven't at all anywhere else I've gone. But the other thing I want to talk about is the etiquette. So like right now, if you can see, I've got the white line on the side center to my vehicle, and fortunately the side, they don't do the rumble strips like in the States. I hate those things. And I know they serve a good purpose, but they used to make my dogs crazy every time I'd accidentally hit them. And, it rattles your whole nervous system. But here, it's etiquette to move over. Speaking of, I gotta exit here. To let someone pass you if they're going faster. Growing up in the country in Lillian, Texas, that was the norm too. You know, you got these farm trucks. There's really no center lane in most of a lot of those roads that I grew up on. So you just get over and let the person pass. And that's the case on the toll roads. And that's cool. And they'll sometimes use their left signal not to say, hey, I'm coming over, but they'll be over and they'll use their left signal to say, go ahead and come around. That makes sense to me. The problem, or I guess it's not a problem, but it could be very easily a problem, is that the other side is doing the same thing. So the side coming this way. So sometimes when you're going around some of these turns, like I just kind of ride. Now I'm headed into a town now, so I'm staying in my lane. I'm not making room anymore. But you don't make room for someone that's going to pass you. You make room for whoever may be passing someone coming the other way, because they're going to take up part of your lane to do it. We don't wait for passing, like legal passing. You just kind of go for it. So, and there are points of legal passing, like in the States where they have the broken yellow line, but that's, you know, I think really more logistically helpful than actually. I'm sure you could get pulled over for it, but yeah. So people just, when they get the opportunity, when they get a clear line of sight, they go for it. So if someone is doing it on this side and you're in your lane like a normal person, like what you would think you're supposed to be doing, you could get hit head on. So I also heard that the further south I go, to not do that anymore. And to also understand that the further south I go, a lot of times they won't have brake lights. So you have to, you know, defensive driving as an extreme sport apparently here. So, but anyway, it's pretty cool that I'm able to use the toll. I love the toll roads for the most part. Today it was almost 500 pesos. I hit 2 toll booths from Oaxaca City to, now I just exited the toll in Puerto Escondido, and I hit a toll booth right around the time before I exited. So it ended up being a total of 500 pesos, which is kind of, I want to say around $30-something. I could be wrong. Every time I think I got it down as far as pesos to dollars, or kilometers to miles per hour. Math has never been my strong suit anyway, but it's okay. Call it fuzzy math. Anyway, so if you're driving in Mexico, those are just good things to know. And also that if you're closer to a city, it seems, not most, I don't know, I don't have actual numbers, so I don't know. There's a lot of scooters, motorcycles, bikes, dirt bikes that people use to get around, and they'll just in and out of everything. So you also need to be aware of them. They do it less on the tolls, but there's just fewer of them on the tolls. Makes sense. It's a long distance to go on a bike, but yeah. So hope you find it helpful. I'm ready to be back at the beach. I'm not super excited about the heat and humidity again, but I want the water, and you know, I'm moving back into, it was very tropical in Oaxaca City anyway. You know, you got fir tree next to palm tree. That's pretty cool. But here it's seeming a little more palm tree. But what I have also noticed, and I love, is that everything wants to flower. Whereas in the States, I feel like we gotta coax it out. You know, we gotta fertilize. We gotta, you know, will the thing to survive, if not, and if not flower, or if not flower, to at least survive. Oh, there's a river. Hello. Oh, that's the ocean. Oh, we're here. I'm so excited. Okay. Hold on. I got to pay attention to where I'm going. And there's a little doggy in the road. Oh, rolling in something. Oh my goodness. You need to not do that, sir. And get out of the road. But most people are going around him. I can't watch because, and it really just took everything in me right there to not go get that dog. But I can't do that. I can't take on any more animals. So anyway, we're at the beach, and yeah, that's it for now. Bye.